I mentioned that the courier mice's most beneficial foods come from nature, and I explained the most beneficial versions of the courier mice. Did we consume too much courier message? Can we consume it unlimitedly? How can excessive consumption of couriers cause problems? This is exactly the subject of our video. What happens if we consume too much courier? The courier meals that concern the Turkish society closely, which stand right next to us while watching television in the evenings and go in layers. Let's see what it does. Learn from it. Yes, nuts are healthy. Yes, beneficial fats, carbs, and proteins are consumed. And sometimes it contains omega-3. Dried fruits are generally healthy. We said you can consume 1 to 2 handfuls during the day. We said it, but we didn't say eat too much. Almost everyone knows the benefits of the heart. No one is unaware of the benefits of diabetes. However, excessive consumption of nuts primarily leads to allergic reactions as the main issue. Nuts can be allergenic foods for some individuals, and excessive consumption can lead to allergic reactions, while it may not affect you when consumed in small amounts, such as 1 to 2 handfuls. For example, you may have heard that he is allergic to peanuts. He is allergic to pistachios. Some individuals may show an allergic anaphylactic reaction even with consuming one, while in some individuals, allergic reactions may occur with excessive consumption. If your allergic symptoms increase when you consume too many nuts, know that the main reason for this may be nuts, and it would be beneficial to reduce your portions in terms of quantity. Secondly, after all, these are dried fruits, and after all, they contain fat, protein, and carbohydrates. If consumed excessively, it can lead to weight gain. Nuts are known for their high calorie content. For instance, when consuming portions like 1 portion of walnuts, almonds, etc. in your daily diet, it aids weight loss by emphasizing their satiating effect and providing vitality for longer. However, excessive consumption can cause weight gain due to intake of too many calories. 3. The risk of two things that are found richly in couriers is increasing: vitamin E and selenium. First, I want to discuss selenium. For example, Brazil nuts are known for being rich in selenium. Yet, excessive Brazil nut intake can lead to selenium toxicity. Selenium is a mineral with a narrow, safe range of levels in the bloodstream. A work is mineral. The work is an element. Excessive consumption of selenium can cause some problems. Detail is a subject. Excessive consumption of vitamin E, or taking too much through supplements, can cause some bleeding problems. Because high consumption of tocopherols brings the risk of bleeding. If you consume too many nuts, you may get into trouble with vitamin E and selenium. 4. Next, intestines. Excessive nut consumption can cause upset stomach, gas, cramps, bloating, and constipation problems. Excessive consumption of nuts can disrupt the balance of bacteria in the intestines, disrupt the balance of good bacteria, and cause irritable bowel syndrome. I'm stating this due to that. These can be beneficial foods, but excessive consumption can cause intestinal issues and put you in a tough situation during the day, and you may overlook nuts. After dinner, consuming too many nuts can actually cause gas and bloating, but you may think of the meals you eat primarily. Don't underestimate the nuts. Excessive consumption can change your bowel habits. Kidney stones are in 5th place. Yes, sadly this is true. Consuming too many nuts can raise the risk of calcium oxalate stones in the kidneys. And recently, excessive consumption of vitamin D, reaching toxic doses accompanied by excessive consumption of nuts, increases the risk of calcium oxalate stones. This is crucial. Consuming excessive nuts can increase the risk of developing kidney stones. You do not want to take the risk of harming your kidneys due to excessive consumption of nuts. 6. Next is an issue that concerns me, which is the rise in LDL cholesterol. In our prior video on nuts, I noted that walnuts and other nuts actually reduce LDL cholesterol and are advantageous. Excessive consumption can increase LDL cholesterol due to saturated fats in it and genetic high LDL, familial high cholesterol, or conditions like cardiovascular disease can cause LDL cholesterol to be a trouble for us. If you are taking medication for high cholesterol, consuming too many nuts can increase the dosage of this medication. Therefore, if you have a problem related to LDL, I recommend not consuming nuts more than 2 servings per day. 7. Next is the increase in triglycerides. Triglyceride and liver fat accumulation typically occur together. High triglycerides, no genetic background, fat accumulation in liver, Excess nuts consumption increases triglyceride levels. Triglycerides are blood fats. In fact, they increase due to excessive carbohydrate consumption. However, consuming excessive amounts of nuts can increase your triglyceride levels and may lead to the need for medication. I have patients who have reduced their triglycerides by restricting their consumption to only courier. Because it is believed that courier mice are beneficial, not just for pleasure, and this belief has become widespread in society, the habit of consuming a lot of courier mice has started. This also combines the risk. Consuming over 2 servings of fatty fish daily can raise triglyceride levels instead of lowering them. And finally, an issue I attach great importance to can raise blood sugar. Triglycerides are complex carbs, and they usually prevent rapid rise in blood sugar with their fiber in the intestines, but consuming too much can cause an increase in blood sugar regardless of the amount of fiber or beneficial biocompound it has. If you have insulin resistance, like a sugar problem, I suggest not exceeding 2 servings of dried nuts like others during the day. Excessive consumption can disrupt blood sugar balance. In the end, there are carbohydrates in these, and if you consume too much, no matter how complex it is, we may have problems. Summarizing video: 2 servings of 28g during the day. 1 serving can be considered as 28g. Because the work is usually done per ounce, this corresponds to a measurement of 28 grams. Consuming nuts up to 2 ounces is very beneficial, but excessive consumption can cause trouble due to its high sugar content, saturated fats, calories, and some allergenic biocompounds in its structure. Avoid consuming over 2 portions of courier meat daily. Moderating desserts is beneficial. Remember to subscribe to our channel and enable notifications. Goodbye.